Today we're going to run some tests and see just how effective the thermal compound that is included on AMD Ryzen CPU coolers is. To do this, I'm going to run some benchmarks using the stock compound that is on currently. Then I'm going to take the cooler off, clean the compound off, and then apply the Artic MX-4 thermal compound, run the tests again, and then see what, if any, change there is in temperatures. So this is our test subject for the day. I'll list the full specs below, but what we're interested in is the processor. It's a Ryzen 5 3600 and it has the included Wraith Stealth cooler. It has the stock thermal compound on at the moment. I applied it and I haven't taken it off since. So these are the temperatures at idle. You can see that ASRock A tuning is reporting the CPU temperatures are between 51 and 57 degrees, whereas on Ryzen Master it says it's at 45, so it's quite a discrepancy. So I guess the real temperature is somewhere in between the two. And then the motherboard temperature, according to A tuning, is 31 degrees. So that's only about 10 degrees higher than room temperature. And I am going to run the tests on with the side window, it's back on now, in order to have the airflow that would be there in the real world. To test the thermal paste under a high load, I'm going to be using Prime 95, the torture test. After 5 and 10 minutes, I'll record the temperatures, and then we can see what the difference is between the thermal pastes. And I'm running these tests with the CPU fan at 100% just to make it a fair test. So the 10 minutes are up and it has plateaued across the last 5 minutes at 77 degrees. It kind of didn't take long to get there at all, and it's just kind of stayed at that temperature. Interestingly, halfway through the test at 5 minutes, when I first recorded it was 78 and then it jumped to like 82 and 83 for a second, and then it went back down. So I'm going to stop the test now. And I'm interested to see how the temperature falls when I stop the test, because if the thermal paste is good, then that would indicate that it's going to take a while to come down. But if I stop the test and the temperature jumps a lot instantly, then that indicates that all the temperature is still in the heat spreader of the CPU, it hasn't transferred into the cooler. So I'm going to just stop. And yes, it instantly goes down to 62, 58, 52, 51. So it instantly drops a lot when I stop the test. Back down to 50 already from 77. So. And now I'm going to take the CPU, take this cooler off and change the paste. Wow, I think that's really effective. It's like just enough, it's really thin. You can see like the dye just about. There's like just enough paste to cover it. And there's like no overspill. So I think in terms of application, the stock paste is like really quite good the way they do it. So I got it free, and now I just need to use alcohol to clean the old paste off. I don't really want to take the processor out because I don't have anywhere to, I don't have the packaging, so I can't sit it in the packaging to avoid bending the pin, so I think I'm going to have to do it whilst it's in there, which might be sketchy. Shiny. So it's all cleaned up as good as I can get it, so it's time to put the new paste on and put it back together. My only knowledge of this really comes from YouTube videos, but I've seen it enough. They kind of put like a small amount in the middle and that's it. Okay, that's pretty well. And then I'm going to take this off again, the cooler, when I change my motherboard, so this is kind of a trial run to see how it goes. So, it's back together. I didn't break it, which is good. And at idle, CPU temperature seems to be about a degree lower, but that's within the margin of error. I think it's because the room is colder, because I opened the window because I was very warm. So I'm going to run Prime 95 and see if it makes any difference at load.
So the results are in. Before the test at idle, the Artic paste had a temperature of 38 degrees versus 40 at idle for the original paste. Like the AMD paste, halfway through at 5 minutes the temperature was also 77 degrees, and at the end of the test at 10 minutes the temperature was also 77 degrees, and the temperature fell in the same way like it did after the test stopped with the AMD paste. So in conclusion, it seems that there is no difference between the original AMD paste that comes with the processor and between the Artic paste. So what does this mean? This means that it's not really worth replacing the original AMD paste because it works quite well. Or maybe both pastes work equally badly because both pastes exhibited the behaviour where after the test temperature dropped, which indicates that the heat from the processor was not being moved into the heatsink of the cooler effectively. Or maybe this is just down to the design of the cooler. Thank you for watching. This has been the LEGO Train Station. In another video I will compare the Wraith Stealth processor with the Wraith Prism, the one with the RGB. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.